Hello and welcome to a new episode of Anime and Opposites, or rather, our first episode for those who didn't listen to episode 0. I'm your host, Jola, and I'm here with my co host, Uforo.
Yeah, I'm here. Uforo is here. Let's go.
Okay, so take us on what's going on today.
Okay, so let's start with the headlines. I think this is a new podcast. So as we started, we've come up with our structure and we think you guys are gonna love it. So, anyways, headlines. Let's start with headlines. So this is
Okay.
what we believe has happened maybe in the past week or past 2 weeks or a month, but these are headlines. And I'll
Yeah.
start with the first one. So One Piece has reached 1,000, well, now 1,001 episodes, or rather manga chapters on, and now it's about 948 episodes if I'm correct, as of the 4th of January. So but right now it's actually more, I think it should be more than that. It should be 949. I believe
Yeah,
they
for
brought
the
out one
anime.
for the anime and 100 and 1001. That's a huge milestone. So
Yep.
yeah, congrats to,
The clapping,
and,
yes.
yeah, I had to clap for them. I wish I had my fake clap. I would have put it down there for them.
Yeah,
And then, or congrats to Oda Ichiro. I think that's his name, if I'm correct.
that's his name, yes.
Because
Oda,
that's
yes.
that's that's seriously long running. And the
As in it
next,
is.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going for ages. So the next one, the next news or the next headline rather, is Marvel is debuting three series. I think it's going to be on Disney. They're debuting three series on Disney, obviously, and it's going to be coming out this year. And they're
Okay.
debuting more than that, but I think these are the three ones that have brought out their initial first look
Trailers.
or their trailers already. So there's
Mm-hmm.
WandaVision,
Mm-hmm.
there's Loki, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Jola, what news
Yeah.
you have for us?
Okay. For me, I'm going with Jujutsu Kaisen. So
Mhm.
as at last year, they took a little Christmas break. I think it was for like 2 weeks, and they were
I
set
missed
to
it.
return.
I missed it.
Yes, so
Yeah.
so do I. But they were set to come back on the 15th, so they should be back by now. So I'm just happy about that.
I'm happy
So
about that. An episode came out, and I've been saving it to watch
yes, me
later.
too.
So
Me
just
too.
cooking it
Me
for
too.
something.
Exactly. Yeah. And this one is more random, but I came across some Danish children's show or like a cartoon, and it's called John
Hmm.
Dillerman. And
Okay.
that John Dillerman translates to John Penis Man.
What? Say it again. Sorry, I didn't catch it. Say it one more time. I didn't really catch that. Say what? John
Okay.
what?
So the show is called John Dillerman, but
Uh-huh.
apparently this translates to John Penis Man.
So wait, you're telling me that Dilla means penis in Danish?
Apparently, I don't know if Dillerman is a Danish word or something, but the apparent translation is John
I've
Penisman.
I've definitely learned something new.
As in, it took my attention when I saw it, and I said I just had to
Oh,
mention
so
it.
these are the things that are catching your attention. Okay, nice to know.
It would have caught your attention too if it was you. Trust me.
Don't lump me with you. Stay on your own.
Okay, sure. I hear you. But yeah, so this caught my attention, and it's supposed to be about some kind of main character, some guy who has a an oddly large and stretchy penis that he can then use to do all sorts of things like saving kids from danger or picking up
I,
objects. And it's so
you know
weird.
what? Not to even just think about it. Someone using their penis to save kids from danger.
Is
That sounds oddly. What's the word? Not perverted. The other word, oddly.
predatory.
More than that, the other one that they
Okay.
arrest people for.
Oh,
Um,
like a pedophile, right?
Yes, pedophilia. I don't
Yes.
think I would be a happy parent to see my child saved with someone
Be saved. Yeah.
saving them with the penis. I'm like, nah. I think you should have allowed them to get injured. I think that's
It
okay.
might be better because the I can't imagine the psychological problems that would come
Oh
from that.
my god, I think that's one of the weird ones. I
Very
think
weird.
yeah, level that's there's a word I learned or slang I learned the other day, and that's a
Mm.
gimme. So they call
Okay.
gimme are things that I think it's a gimme, yeah. So gimme is
Okay.
something that is weird that it has happened that you catch. So somebody like let's say you're walking on the street and you see someone wearing something so odd that you're not
Okay.
sure exactly what it is. You've never seen
Okay.
somebody do that before. You
Mm-hmm.
call that's a gimme. So I'm this is a gimme. Like it's a weird thing that you don't understand how the person thought about it. I mean, I've seen weird stuff, but to see someone
So up there, yes.
saving this is up there, it's really up there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our headlines for this episode, and we'll be bringing
Yeah.
more to you every episode. So I think it's time to jump on to the main content, and I want to start with One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna. I just read 101. No, 1001. Let me put it as
Okay.
1001. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say anything that happened inside because I don't think you've read it because you,
I haven't.
unfortunately,
Yes.
have stopped reading mangas or One Piece manga, and it's been pissing me off for some
For
time because
for now.
yeah, but it's not. You say for now, but that now has been going on for a little while, and it's been pissing me
Yes.
off because I've been wanting to discuss these things with you. So I have to
I
call my
know.
brother up, and I'll be like, "Yo, what happened?" And then we now talk about it. And when you see when you have a coach, can't discuss some things because they've not caught up. It's
I
painful,
know.
guys. It's
I
painful. Oh.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
But
Just give me some time. I'll get there.
yeah, I'm giving you time. I'm giving you a specific amount of time. I'm not going to tell you how long,
You
but as
just
soon as we reach that time, something is going to happen.
oh
Well, I'm not.
my.
I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen. Just wait and see.
Okay. Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, keep it in mind. It's a trend. Anyways, so
Okay, so yeah.
a
So
lot.
what about it?
It
Mm-hmm.
was. See, not. I'm not trying to get you to read it. I'm not trying to get you to check it out. But
Mm-hmm.
something is happening, and it's big. Like
Okay.
a big I can say it without spoiling, a big battle is happening right now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it is like, whoa, that was the last one I was laughing because there was one part I was laughing, dead laughing, and I'd love to tell you about it, but I won't. And then another
Mm-hmm.
part I'm like, whoa, 1000 was whoa, 1001 is still whoa. And I love when, you know, One Piece at some point for me with the manga got to a point where it was too ready, like it was too
I
wordy.
think that's part of what put me off it for a while. So it was
Yeah,
then hard for me to get back into it. But carry on. Mm-hmm.
it was so wordy. And I'm
Mm.
sorry to say this, and I'm sorry anybody that is a super fan. I used to just picture read. I stopped reading the words at some point. Some of those things. I was like, I cannot be asked to like, and you know how mangas are. And if you're reading manga on your phone, it's even worse on your laptop because you know it's difficult to scroll on your laptop as much as it's easy
Mm-hmm.
to scroll on your phone. And then you're reading on
Mm-hmm.
your
Mm-hmm.
phone, and then it's so wordy. You know how small that print will be. You now have to
Oh
be
my
zooming in on
days.
every page. You have to zoom in
Yes.
and read,
Yes.
and then because you're reading the manga and you're like reading the picture as well. Should I put it like that? Or you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
have that image in your head. You have to read the words and see the picture. So when you
Mm-hmm.
zoom into the words, you end up like having to zoom out to look at the picture, then zoom in again to look at the word, zoom out,
Again.
so that
Yes.
you can
Yes.
really embody that moment. And
Yeah.
that was a painful thing for me. It was so painful. I was trying it so hard until I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I just started
Mm-hmm.
skipping and skipping. So what I was doing, I'll look at the picture, see some few words, I'll be like, I get the gist of what's going on here, I'll move on. I
And
say I
move
get the gist
on.
of what's going on here, I move on. And I kept doing
Yeah.
that because I'm like, even if I miss any little detail, at some point I will understand what I missed, even if I miss it. And they left the wordy part and came back to regular One Piece awesomeness. So yeah,
Well,
you need to
that's good.
catch up.
I'm glad. That's good. That's good. And you know what? I will work towards that. I mean, I always prefer to see some of these things play out in actual anime, but
Yeah.
I just need to get back into it.
And that, before I even continue, I
Mm.
forgot in the headline, funny enough, One Piece started in 1999. That's insane. That's actually
Yes.
insane. You were 10 years
Yes.
old and I was 9 years old. That's insane.
Why are you
What did I?
exposing our ages now? Like,
I beg.
why are you exposing us?
I thought about it for a second about like, you know what? I hope, I don't think it's a big deal. It's not a big deal. Well, it's not a big deal. Track us down. Whatever you want to do with
Okay.
the age, I can decide to be another age if I need. In this world, everybody can
Mm-hmm.
decide things, anyways. So,
Mm-hmm.
but that's insane. In retro, it's really
It
crazy.
is.
I like did not realize even until you put this in, and I didn't
Yeah,
realize that 1999. That's that's a lot of years
it is. And the guy has been going steady,
going
like steady.
steady, steady. You know what? When you look at that dedication, 1999, and then you look at where we are now, this 2021, and
Mm-hmm.
then you think about the amount of years, and then you think about how many times the guy has gone on break, and he said, "Oh, I'm going on a 1 week break or a 2 week break or whatever break it
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
whether it's anime or it's the manga," and
Or
we
the
get so
manga.
pissed off that he's going on the break, and we're like, "What kind of rubbish is this? One Piece is not back next week." I think even this one I just read is like One
Yes.
Piece is not back for next week, and I was already feeling that way. But now looking at this 1999, I can
He's
actually
tried, right?
empathize and say, you know what, take the
Yes.
break you need, take
Yes.
it.
And you know he doesn't take breaks like some other shows. Like his
It
break
does
is very
not.
short. We're
Very,
talking
very
like a
short.
week or whatever. Even in the actual anime, when they took that massive when they took that break in the story, um when they were moving to the new world, I think the max, I think they only took like a couple of weeks, or was it like a month or so break, and they were back full time. So usually the break isn't that long. Like, so I have to give that to him
No,
as well.
I give it to him. I really do. And the thing as well, if I think about it, because I'm just trying to put everything in retrospect, and I'm thinking about the whole thing, and I'm like, it's you know how a TV series, a lot of TV series are based off books. So and a lot of movies are also based on books. And I'm
Hmm.
staying more in TV series because that's where we have the season one, season two, and so on and so therefore. So what have you is that someone is going based off a book, and sometimes yes, the TV story's line changes. It changes what how the book went. But what I'm trying to say, they have a reference to go to and say it went like this. Now, if somebody else is like a manga, the manga is fresh. I don't think he's getting it anywhere from anywhere. And I'm sure
Okay.
there's another one, Detective Conan, that I know that has gone a long way. I think there's still a manga as well. And I think,
Oh.
yeah, I think Detective Conan is about 900 and something episodes or something like that as well. Like those two are the ones that I see 900 and something. And they're still
Hmm.
going on. And they started like God knows when. And they're still going on till now. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how do these guys keep their brain creative for over 20 years?
Coming up with sort of fresh
Coming
stuff
up
over and
with
over.
and to keep you staying there. Like
Yeah.
you can start as a child and still
And
stay
still
there.
be going on. Yeah,
And
you're
this is
literally putting your life into it. Like,
that's what I'm trying to say. This is week in, week out. Every time
yeah.
this guy is writing, giving the same kind of information regularly. I
Mhm.
don't know how he's doing it, but kudos and round of
Yeah.
applause for him from us.
Very
Yeah.
impressive stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Now this brings me to the next part. Do you want to take it?
Well, okay. I'll say it, and I think you have stronger feelings on it because you've just mentioned it. So the next part is about reading manga versus watching the anime, and well, if you have any preference or if there's any difficulty in moving between the two. So how do you feel about it?
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about it. And when you know when you just how do you feel about it? Then I say you and I actually sat down in my philosophical face and I was like, I've thought
Mm-hmm.
about this thing. Funny enough, I'm a manga guy now. And more of an I'm a manga guy than an anime guy. And I watch
Really?
yeah,
More so.
I've more so. I've become like a manga guy.
Wow.
But I think but that has changed recently a little bit. But I'll explain why. I'll explain what that means. Now, what I'm trying to say is that for me, I started with anime. I didn't obviously nobody. I don't think anybody starts with manga, but I might be wrong. There's some beautiful people out there, and I don't call them weirdos that starts with manga. So I think I'm a manga, and people start with anime. Well, I started with anime, and that's what it is because you're
Yeah.
watching it, you're seeing the action, everything is
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. colors,
Hmm.
what have you. And manga has nothing like that. And
Of
then I
course.
got into reading manga, obviously, due to impatience of waiting for the next episode to come out. And then you realize
Yes.
that because that's the reason why we all went into manga as
Impatience is a
well.
major factor.
Is
Yes.
a major factor. You want to, especially when you're in like a sick fight, you want to see what's going on. You want to see if the person won. Like, let's use One Piece for
Yes.
example. Funny enough, I realized that One Piece is a running theme. Last episode, I think we talked about One Piece a lot, and now we're talking about One Piece again. That's how good
Oh.
they are. Yeah. So I'll make sure I don't mention and you don't mention One Piece next episode. That one I'm giving.
So it's
I'm not.
all order,
I'm.
but let's
I'm not
try. Let's
crossing
try.
my heart, but I'm saying
Yes.
something.
Yes. Challenge
So
accepted. Hmm.
exactly, we'll try. Anybody that says One Piece, we'll just maybe do a drinking game or something. So, what happened is I think the next fight you want to see the next fight, you go into reading it, or someone tells you. Actually, it's always someone that tells you that manga exists. You don't know till someone
Hmm.
tells you. Someone is the one that will point out to you. Say, do you know that you can check the next one out on the manga? And you're like, really? Are you serious? Then you go to the manga and you see no color. Like you're like, nah, I'm not going to do this. This is not me. Like then you try and stay off the drug and wait, and then you get to another part that they leave you on a cliffhanger. And you're like, you know what?
Uh,
To check this thing
Temptation
out.
comes again.
You
Yes.
itch is scratching. You're like, I'll just go and read the manga and just see what
Mm-hmm.
happened. And then
Mm-hmm.
after I'll go back. And then what happens? You read the manga, then you see what happened, then you don't go back. Or maybe you go back. Then after you come back again to check what happened. Before you know it, you're checking what happened until you read the end of the manga. And at that first time you check mangas out, the manga is going to be way ahead than
Yes. Of
the
course.
anime. So you really have like so much to cut. Like you've left one animes in one arc. In the manga, they're in another arc. And the mangas,
Mm-hmm.
they don't faff about. Like they don't do all those
No, they
filler
don't. No
episodes.
fillers. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I
Exactly.
think that's one of the beauties about it. Like, there's no filler episode, and then you realize that so I've been watching something called a filler episode all this time in my life that had nothing to do with the story.
Yeah.
When you realize that for the first time, you're like, these guys are just annoying because fillers episodes are useless. It's just
They are not all bad. I have to say, in the past, especially, I don't think the One Piece fillers were bad. I never felt the effect of the fillers. Like, if
no,
you're talking about Naruto fillers, those were always bad. Most
no.
of the time, they were bad.
I don't even mean bad as in like
Okay,
oh
boring compared to the main
I don't
story.
mean boring. It's not boring.
Okay, what
Some
is
of
it
them
then?
are, but I think now I've gotten a boring feeling towards it. Not because whatever is happening is not boring, but to me, fillers are like extras. What are you doing
Yes,
here? it's like
yes,
it's like
yes.
it's like
That
you're just
extra scene that you're like, okay.
yeah, like those people that stand behind the main actors. Again, nothing against extras. If someone pays me to
Like,
be an extra, I
although
would do
this is
it.
your second time
But
mentioning
this is
it, but no
second time.
problem.
Like, people that have been extras that listen to this and like, I'm going to kill that guy one day. Okay, you know what? Extras, I'm sorry, you're important too. But yeah,
Hmm. They are important too.
just like fillers. But you know what? It's just one of those things that you're like, why are you here? And it's that's I think that's what I feel about it. Like when I realize that they exist and I realize that they do no addition or subtraction to the story, like you don't really need to know it. It doesn't do
Hmm.
anything. It's not like, oh, there's one part vital information that you picked from the filler. Even though sometimes the anime tries to like link something in, like he learned a move in the filler. Sometimes it really is a useless piece of information. So that's how it is. And
Fair
I
enough.
think going back to the conversation about mangas versus anime for me, I got into the point where I'm like, I'm now a manga guy. And I checked out a lot of manga. I
Wow.
think Hajime no Ippo was manga
Mm.
all through. I cannot forget, I think it was in Nigeria. I did the whole manga like to the end. I think I watched,
Wow.
not to talk about it or not to stay in that in Hajime, but I,
Yeah.
I think I read Brian Hawk versus Takamura's fight
Okay.
that's where I got it. Before I now watch it, I'm like, whoa, this is how it looks like. But
Uh,
and sometimes over the years, even in recent times, I got to the point where there is no anime. Anime does not exist. I'm like, research,
Wow.
finding new mangas all
My.
the time. You
So
understand? Like,
you're becoming one of those guys, one of those manga readers that likes to throw shade at anime watchers. I hope you don't get
basically,
to that
no, no,
point.
no. I'm not.
You're
I'm
dead
already
looking
there.
at
No,
us
no,
when we are
no, no,
saying,
no,
"Oh
no,
my
no.
God, what's
You
gonna
guys are,
happen?" And you're
no,
looking
no,
like, "Please, you know nothing."
no, no, no. You guys are peasants, basically.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
already there. You know how
Mm.
people that are like very well into Star Wars that can speak Klingon. That's how I am.
Oh my.
In this, I'm one of those people that I'm well into the manga verse, and then I've now added manhwa to my repertoire and all of
Manuel.
them. So
Sorry. Go on.
sorry. So
Yeah.
you guys should say sorry to my co-host. I beg you. Unfortunately, I don't have another one. So so yeah, I've gotten into them, and even some of the mangas that came out last year, whether it was God of is it God of High School
Oh no, that's Manuel
or
specifically. God of High
yeah,
School, yeah.
and then the other one, Temple of something God or something
Oh,
like that.
Tower of God, you mean?
Tower of God, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
All of them, and then some other ones, even Noblesse, even though I've not watched it yet. I decided not
I
to
haven't
watch it
watched
because
that either.
I don't want to just taint the image of the manual I was reading. So I decided not to watch it. So
Okay.
and and which we will get into reviewing those manuals that came out in another episode. I think
Okay.
they need to be spoken about. It pains me,
Okay.
but they need to be spoken about. But yeah, so I know you know how I feel. You know how I feel. I've talked to you about this before, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that I became one of those people that I found things out from mangas or manuals first before the person now got funding to bring out an anime.
Yeah.
But then I
Yeah.
think
That's
now I evolved and now I'm like I have separate lives in the sense that there are some things I want to keep on the anime side and there's some things I want to keep on the manga or reading side because I don't want to mix them up. Like I don't feel
normal.
I'm ever going to read Jujutsu Kaisen, not because it's not good enough or not because I don't think it's awesome. I think it's so
Yeah.
awesome, but I think I want to keep it on the anime side.
On the anime side.
Like I don't want
Okay.
to know what happens after. I want to be in that fresh zone. And maybe because I'm feeding my manga fix with One Piece and some of the other ones. Maybe that's why. What about you?
That's
What do you feel about it? I went into a long conversation.
no, it's okay. That's why I said I did say that you have strong feelings about this. So yeah, yeah. Look, I'm more on the anime side, I can't lie. I've been tempted many times to go read, sorry, the manga for some. Like, okay, I don't want to mention it yet, but like um My Hero Academia. I actually started reading it, but I didn't do a deep dive into reading it yet because I was
Mm.
curious as to what was coming next by the end of season 4. And same thing with Attack on Titan. I'm so like, but I don't let's not go into that yet. But so those two were very, very tempting. And as you mentioned, I used to read um, something like One Piece, right? And I also went beyond what was going on in the anime. But when they got to a part that was just, it was getting so wordy, I was like, goodness, I just didn't have the patience at the time, and I fell off. I just fell off and decided to wait for the anime to catch up and watch that. The anime itself has its problems because at this point there's a lot of drawing things out. So major content of the episode is like maybe takes maybe max 10 minutes of the
Yeah,
20 minutes, and then the
yeah.
rest is them giving you recap of what happened before and giving you a preview of what's to come, and then the opening and ending songs. So maybe you get max, and I'm being generous, max of truly worthy content 10 minutes max.
And
So
that's
that
painful.
also very painful. So that's another thing I've done. So with the anime as well, I I left it for a while so I could binge watch like all the fights with Big Mom and all that stuff. I left it for a while so I could binge watch it. So when they got to Wano, I was watching it, and then again I was using patience.
You're dropping a lot of information here, but don't worry,
Oh
it's
yes,
not
sorry, I'm so sorry. I forgot about that. Okay, so they got to a new arc.
I was just hearing you just say this person's name and that person's name. I'm like, this girl forgot that we said no spoilers on
No
One Piece.
spoilers,
But
my
yeah,
bad, my bad. But at least I didn't say too much. I
no,
didn't
no,
say
you
too
didn't say
much.
too much. It's
Everyone
allowed.
should
It's
have
allowed.
heard of those characters by
Guys,
now.
if she has spotted, you know what I'll do? I would have just during editing, I would have just been bleeping out those names as if
Oh
they
my
swear word.
days.
So bleep, bleep.
But without any more spoilers, when they got to a new arc and they started drawing it out again, I've just decided now to leave it again for it to pile up a bit. Then I'll watch. But now that my co-host is telling me and raving about chapter 1000 and 1001, I'm like, okay, maybe now is the time to go back to
I,
dive
I,
into the manga again.
I
So,
think now is the time. I think now is the time
yes.
because see, when I
Okay.
know that it's good, is when me and my brother is calling me or I'm calling him, and we are like, you know,
Did you see what
doing
happened?
doing that high school girl crush thing about it, and like,
Oh man.
there you know it's good, you know, so you need to get back into it.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll do. We'll do.
So,
Okay.
you know what? I'll just even
What you
drop the
what?
yeah. Sorry. The thing is that I even wanted to mention I've been binging one anime
Yeah.
for like the last few days non-stop.
Yeah.
And I believe I can now say because when we came up with the episode notes for this, I wasn't sure where I'll be with the anime. I thought I would just be like, watch one or two
Okay.
episodes and I would not like it.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm not going to say it's good enough for everybody, but I think it is. I can give it and it is, but I would not put it at like up there. Oh, it's a top 10 anime. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of like loose, should I say loose parts that I'm like, you guys could have written this better.
Okay.
Doesn't really tie in well, but
How many
well,
episodes into it are you? Oh, mention the name first before we go to that.
first of all, the name is that time I got reincarnated as a slime. That's the name of that.
Okay.
So that name is like I was like with this, but
I know.
it's when I saw, I think it was on Instagram or Twitter. I'm not so sure. I saw
Mm-hmm.
like a little fight clip, and I didn't even see up to like I wouldn't even call it a fight clip. I'll say a fight a starting fight moment. You know when you see some clips and you see the fight like maybe the fight, let's say you see 2 minutes into the fight, so you've seen a lot that's happening, and you're
Yeah.
able to say, okay, I like this fight scene. I'm going to check this anime out. The anime did not even, I didn't even do that. The anime did not capture me on the fight scene. I think it was just the moment. It was a
Wow.
moment. And that's actually a good thing. If a moment can catch you in an anime, that's I give the anime good, like at least they can catch me in a moment in the sense that two people were looking at each other, they were about to fight, and the fight was just about to start. So as the
Ooh,
fight
they
was
built
just
the
about
tension.
the tension, that moment was enough to say, you know what, I don't even want to see what happens because the clip was long.
Okay.
I want to go and watch it myself and get
Yeah.
to this part myself because the
Mm-hmm.
drawing, you judge, like we said in the previous episode, you judge the drawing, you see what's
Yeah.
going on, you look at the characters, you look at what you're able to like. This can this can get this can get my attraction. Let me put it that way. You know, when you look at somebody that is fine the first time, you're like, this
Yeah.
person's attractive. I can talk to if in my own case, I'll say I can talk to this girl. Maybe in your case, you say I can allow this guy to talk to me, or maybe you're someone that shoots your shot. Who knows? Anyways,
Hey,
I'm
who
not saying.
knows?
I'm not. I'm not going to say
You're
what you
trying to
did.
set a trap for me. Please don't carry on, carry on, carry on. I won't take that, please. Carry on, please.
So I think the moment captured me, so I said, let me check it out. And I can't lie, I've been watching it for the last 2, 3 days non-stop. Done, I've not been able to watch any other thing. It's 24
Mm.
episodes the first season. I think season two is coming out soon. And season one
Mm-hmm.
was 2017, 2018, if I'm being
Mm.
correct. I don't know
Mm.
if season two is coming out soon or season two started, but I'm looking at season two, like episode one on my website. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you know what? I think it's coming out soon. And when you see some of these animes that give you 24 episodes for the first season, You always give them
Yes.
props. Like you
Yes.
give them
Yes.
props. Yeah, it's one of those things
Yes.
that you can give an anime props in that because you're like some of these animes, no matter how good they are, they give you like 14 or 12 episodes and you know that they're going to not
Mm-hmm.
give you season two or something. So if this is giving you 24 episodes, yeah, okay, guys, you had something to write. So
Yes.
so take it. So yeah,
That's fair.
it's been good. Fights are actually good. I would maybe give the fights between seven over ten. Maybe
Mm.
I'll give it 7/10. I'm being nice. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm being. Let me say, I'm being real. 7/10. Let me not say.
Seven
I
over
cannot.
10.
I cannot call it an 8/10 or a 9/10. No,
Okay.
the
Do
the graph.
you Sorry, I'm so sorry to cut in. Do you want to tell us how many episodes you've gotten up to out of the
I'm in
24?
episode. I'm on episode. Let me say episode 22. So I'm almost at the
Oh,
end of
you're
season.
close to
Yeah,
the end. Okay, cool,
yeah.
cool,
So
cool.
I'm
Okay,
almost
carry
done.
on.
So that's why I can even say, okay, this. I wasn't going to even talk about it. So that's like I said, I've gone far. I didn't think I'll get that far. So yeah.
That's fair. It definitely
I
grabbed your attention.
It
So,
definitely did. It's yeah. Again, I think okay. I've checked properly. It's fall 2018. That's when it came out, and it was
okay.
on. So I'm keeping this one as one of the ones that I would continue watching. If season two comes out, I'll continue watching it. It's one of those ones.
There's,
I
there's, sorry, go on, go on.
I was gonna say I give as much as Jujutsu Kaisen is very good, and I'm not trying to.
Mhm.
I put it as one of the top animes that came out. Was it last
Why do
year?
I feel like you're
So
about to say something bad? Go on.
now I'm also saying that it's the only difference between Jujutsu Kaisen and this particular one is that there are loopholes in the stories. They cover it better, or they don't really leave that much holes. Should I
Which
say?
one covers it better?
Jujutsu Kaisen. So that's where Jujutsu
Right.
Kaisen beats this anime. I would not really call Jujutsu Kaisen fights, even though it's awesome. I won't say it's a 9/10 or something like that. I can give it a 7.5. It's not one of those for me. It's not one of those ones that the fights are like, oh my god, you know how
Are you
you
sure
see a
that's
fight.
just because they haven't heavily built into it yet, like gotten there?
Maybe
Like
that's
they're
one of
just
the maybe
cooking.
yeah, maybe that's one of the things, but it's again, it's
Because I
how
mean, if you
it's
base
how
it only on episode 7, and that's been the
is it
the
episode 7 that
the
is on
peak.
now?
Yes, episode no, no, it's not on episode 7, but episode 7, I'm saying, was a peak episode so far. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. Like you know, I don't know. Okay, you know what? Thinking about it, I can. As I said, I can give it a 7.5, maybe an 8, and that's
Okay.
where I'm rating it right now. And I'm not trying to say it's not going to get better. A lot of these
Mm,
animes they get better with
yes.
their fights. Some of them, especially the ones that they're doing it well, so they get better. So this is not a review on them. I think it's really awesome. It's one of my best animes of last year. So I'm not even going to even give it any shade. I'm just trying to give this slime anime a little bit more props. That it's not that
Okay.
the way I spoke about it, like I'm shading it. So I'm trying to say
That it's
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 close.
okay.
It's close to good enough. Like you would enjoy it. The fights are good. They are really
Yeah.
good. So it's not that it's bad. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it is actually on my list of things to watch, and that's because a friend of mine was raving about this show, about
Mm.
this anime, and my friend had been going on and saying, "No, it's good, it's this, and that the MC is so OP." And I'm
Yeah.
like, really? This is about his slime, you know? And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, you just need to
You
watch it.
yeah, you
And
just need to
that
watch it.
it's
The
also
MC is OP.
heartwarming, that the way he goes around making it
No, no, no,
great.
no.
Like, what are
No,
you
no,
describing?
don't say too much. Don't give
Oh,
too
no, no, it's
much.
not a spoiler. He's just sort
Yeah.
of giving me, like, I think you'd get enough of that if you read about the plot. So I don't
Yeah.
know all this. He's just saying he didn't give me spoilers, but he was just trying to say, "Oh, it's heartwarming. There's good action, good fights," and I was skeptical. I was like, "Okay, fine." So, but I've only watched episode 1 so far, and I know that's not enough to get me into it because episode
Yeah,
1
fair
alone,
enough.
I was thinking,
No,
"What am I?"
episode one is awful. And when I mean
Yes,
awful, like it takes a while for you to. It's not a while actually. It doesn't take that long to build into it. Episode one is just awful. Episode
yes,
two, three, and the rest, you get into it better.
yes,
And
yes.
I think for me, heartwarming is not something that does anything for me.
I know. Well, we know
So,
this. We
so,
know this.
so
Well,
what do
I
you
know
think?
this. Our audience would know this soon enough.
That movie does nothing for me. So, but at the same time, it was not irritating. So that's a good
Hmm.
thing for them. If you know me. If heartwarming doesn't do anything and it's supposed to be heartwarming and then they do it too much, I'm going to be irritated by it. So for the fact
Hmm.
that I'm not irritated by it is good enough.
Hmm.
Secondly, it has the perverted side, but not really, because when I mean not really, in the sense that they don't focus on the perverse nature of it, or say, okay, they are showing you, oh, the guy, nobody takes note of the boobs or stuff like that is showed.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
And I
That's
think
good.
because the guy is a slime, the main
It's
character is
it,
a slime,
it makes
it
it a
does
bit okay.
it
Okay.
makes it a bit abstract. How
Yes.
even though the guy is also pervert, like the slime notices these things, but doesn't
Yeah.
notice it in
But
the sense
because
that
he's
he
a
cares.
blind.
He doesn't notice
Yeah.
in the sense that he cares. Maybe he notices it once or twice, and maybe you call the lady like, "Oh, this girl has big boobs." Maybe that's what he would say, but he would
Yeah.
not like stay on it, because there are moments he's been in bath in there are many moments he's been in like a bathhouse with the women,
Yeah.
and it was not like, oh my god, I'm surrounded by bare naked breasts. There was no mention of it at all. It was more
Okay.
like, so it's not, so the MC is like, he can notice a fine woman, but he's not about, okay, touch me, fine woman, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
or you're touching
Yeah.
me. The only
Yeah.
pervert nature about it is how we talked about a woman crossing her hand under her boobs or stuff like that.
Your
I
favorite
was
thing.
I
Yes.
was about I was about to do. That's my favorite thing. I beg, before people are, you know what my people to this and say that's what you like to watch in anime. I beg. So I think it's not, it's one of those that thing doesn't happen, but they put, like, you would see, like, I can say the slime will be put under breast a lot of times. So it's that kind
Mm.
of thing, like they're holding him under the breast, and it's something that,
I
okay,
hope you know that
well,
line sounds very dodgy. The slime will
yeah,
be put on the breast. Like that
that's
sounds so
okay. Let me
bad.
put it in a bit better way. The main character would be held under
Thank
the pe-
you.
under many people's breasts and stuff like that. So I don't even know why I'm using breast. I don't call it breast. Many people boobs. I
Oh
don't call
my
it breast. I was
goodness.
like, why am I even calling it breast? It sounds so weird coming about it. If the main character we kept under a
Oh
lot of boobs
goodness.
a lot of times, and so you cannot not see that that's what's happening. Should I put it like that? I was even
Yeah.
about to take a screenshot and say these people are at it again and send it to you, but I was like, you know what, you
Yeah.
watch it at some point, then you come back and talk to me
I will.
about it. But yeah, I think that's that one. And
Yeah.
anybody that is listening, check it out. Not that I'm
Okay.
saying you should check it out, that I'm recommending it to. I'm saying that check it
Mm-hmm.
out, give it a filler. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you like it,
That's
yeah, you
fine.
have a new anime. So
Okay. That's fair. Okay, cool. Okay, and okay, I think here we might get into spoiler territory, just in case
yeah.
for anybody listening.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler
Yes.
alert.
But now we are moving into Attack on Titan, the newest episode. They also took like a week break and they're back, and we've both watched it, myself and my co-host. And so, what did you have to say? Because you mentioned it in our episode 0 as well. So, what did you have to say
You
about
know what?
Attack on Titan?
You know what? They dragged it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They
Oh
dragged it.
my. Okay, so you
They
have
dragged.
negative things to say.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
what did
no,
they drag?
no,
What did
no,
they
no.
drag?
They dragged getting me to the where they've gotten to now. Like, I've been waiting for, and I'm sure they could have made it shorter and all that, but they wanted to, like, not,
So when you say
which is
waiting, you
good.
mean you've been waiting since season one, waiting or waiting within the
No,
season?
waiting within the season. This part I'm going to talk about more, but I'm saying waiting within the
Oh,
season for them to get to this part of when,
but do you
like,
really think so? I think the
I don't
reason they
think
did it like that is because they took us across to the other side to see the other
I
perspective.
agree.
That's
I
why they did it.
agree. No, I agree. But then
Yeah.
Eren has shown himself already. So it took like maybe the first,
Yes. It was 4 episodes they spent
it's
showing
before
us
they before
stuff.
before they no, I'm saying like Eren showed himself already. We had to speculate that that
Yes.
was Eren until Eren said
Yes.
that's Eren. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, what I'm trying to say is that we
Yes.
speculated that that was Eren for a while. And I think
Mm.
because of that speculation, to me, oh, it's not like, again, it's only a few episodes. It's not like it was 10 episodes dragging. So, guys, it's
Yeah.
just that I was impatient to for them to get to that point. So it's not like they really dragged it. But
Okay.
to me, it felt like some of that information could have been concise if they wanted it to be. But then again, I have no problem with what they did because I am absolutely enjoying the story. So I
Yeah,
have no
and this is in
problem.
true Attack on Titan fashion. Like they've done this many times before. Like where they dive deep into the lore, the story of what's going on before they
Yeah,
get into the action. Yeah, even
yeah.
last season 3, that's what first part was story heavy. Them just telling
Story.
us
Yeah,
stuff.
they did.
Then
They did.
part two
They,
came and was like bam, 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 action, action, action. So
you know,
yeah, I don't I expect it from them.
you know what? I can actually say this confidently. Attack on Titan, I would give it. It will enter top five in anime story writing. I can
Oh,
say this
definitely.
confidently. Top five, and
Yeah.
I can even put it in top three, but I don't want to say that yet until I really think about my top five.
Yes.
So I'll put it.
Okay. Okay.
That's why I'm not saying it. I know Lelouch is in top five, definitely inside.
Lelouch.
Definitely
Okay.
inside top three. Definitely inside that has been there. I know
Mm-hmm.
Attack on Titan is in top five. I have to think about the rest before I now say, okay, guys,
Okay. Before
Attack on
you,
Titan is in
yes.
top three. But
Mm.
I can say I'm nudging it towards the
Yes.
Mash TV
The
story.
story is amazing.
Story is
Yep. As in,
amazing. You are
they built a
glued.
whole thing.
It built a
Yes.
whole thing. And I think for me, I didn't know where they were going with it when I started season one. And what I'm trying to say is that I didn't think it
Mm.
would be this good of an anime. And I say that because
So you
I
didn't
was
get good vibes from like episode 1.
no, when I started season one, I didn't think this anime would be this good. Not because when I ended season one, I didn't feel
Okay.
different. I felt completely different at the end of season one. But when I started season one, I'm like, what the hell is this? Tall people eating
Mm.
people. This just seems
Okay.
weird. It's a weird
Well,
anime.
but that's what intrigued me. That's what
That's not
intrigued me because
for
it was
me.
so weird.
ex- Exactly. That's not just for me. It was so weird that wait, this is a super weird anime. That's how I
Yes.
felt, and that's why I did. That's why I said I didn't give it props because I'm like, this is super weird. Where are they going with this? And then they got
Mm.
into the fight scenes, and I was like, okay, this is good. And then they started getting more into the story, and then
Into
and
the
it
story.
became really, really good. And I was like, okay, this is really good. Obviously, the drawing was always
Mm-hmm.
good, but I always hated the way the titles
Yes.
looked. They looked awful, but that's the way
Yeah,
they're supposed to
that,
be.
I think they're supposed to look very disturbing to
Exactly,
you. Like you're
very
not supposed to be
disturbing.
comfortable with how they look.
Yeah, and I think maybe because
The way they
Titans
even run,
the
nothing
way
is
they run,
normal.
I think that's the funniest thing. I think when you see me at first when you started it was irritating, but later it's funny to see the way they run and the way they make like
Yes,
and they're just moving in the weirdest way. I like why can't you guys run uniformly? The people that drew that are like, okay, you know what?
like,
How do you even decide to make someone run like in a way that their body is lying down on the ground and their legs are moving? Like, you know
and
what?
their legs are moving. Yeah, and then their head can be in some weird direction. Their hands can be moving in opposite directions, and those are the mindless titans. Obviously, they're
Those
just
are the
running
mindless
like
titans.
with reckless abandon. They're just going. I mean, it's just
That's a good
so
one.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
but
good no, go on. Sorry.
yeah, no, I'm just like I think I was absorbed into the whole story pretty early on. It was
Yeah,
really weird, I agree with you.
it
But
was.
from the just and because of the violence, not to sound like everything I look for is violent, but no, but
Are you
it
sure?
was such
Are
a
you sure?
shock. Go away. It was just such a shock because all they did first was show some little kids playing their houses that you know I think they're going to buy things at a market or something. And then next thing, these creatures appear from nowhere.
And I
And
eat
the
it people.
animation is cool. Yes, and
Animation is
then
really
the
good.
way they just bite people straight. The sudden violence, like, is so different from what you're seeing at first. You're like, wait, what? You know? So yeah,
And
that's just it. And for an anime, sorry, for an anime that they've been telling us since this basement,
sorry.
this basement, this key. and they just
The
only showed us what it was last season. Like, I
last
mean,
season. You know what? You know what? That's why I said the story writing. You know what? Screw it. I'm saying it is in
yeah.
top three. You just said that. I'm putting it there. I didn't wait for it. It's in top three. So I have to look for the third one, and I'm going to let people know at some point when it comes to story writing. I'll find out what the third
Okay.
one is. I know that One Piece, Naruto.
Right.
I don't think they're there. Bleach is not there. I have to look for it. It has to be one of those good ones. I think we can look
For
at how
story writing.
for story writing, Death Note is a good one, but I'm
Hmm.
not going to go into that right now.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, let's not go into it. Let's
yeah,
just let's
that's
not
I
go
said. I'm
into it.
not
Go
going
on.
to. It's not. Let's stay on this. So now, let me move off the story. I think one thing I've always enjoyed in a TV show or enjoyed in a movie or enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
in anything is when I cannot predict the way the thing is going to go. Because I think of multiple
Right.
scenarios, I think of everything that can possibly happen. And then when it happens, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I guessed it was going to happen. When it happened, like,
Yes.
I
Yes.
guess it was going to happen. And I think
Mm-hmm.
Attack on Titan took many turns that were not left, nor right, were not forward, were not backward.
Yes.
It
Many
just
twists
took
and turns.
you. It just took you to a Dune dimension. You're like, wait, what? I thought we were going left or right. How did I get here? How
Mm-hmm.
am I in a different
Mm-hmm.
world? What's going on here? Like, we took the twist that all of a sudden the Titans are intelligent. There are people inside. That was something that we did not
Yes.
realize that
I
existed.
know. Look at sorry to cut you off. Look at when they introduced the Beast Titan, Zeke.
You understand?
Like
When they introduced
first time.
the first time, we didn't even know that existed. When Zeke was, oh,
Exactly.
is Aaron's father's, is related to Aaron. We didn't know that
Yes.
existed. When the king was actually a Titan or what, or his family, they were keeping Titans in the city. We didn't know that existed. And when
This
even
yes.
last season, I think not last season, when last season the whole Titan thing was, I mean, when they brought up the royal family, Titan doing Titan secrets and all the whole thing,
Yes.
and then that's when Aaron got
Mm-hmm.
was able to get the other one or became was able to start doing that what's the name was able to
But
start
the
doing that
ability to
ice
control other
to
people.
ice, no, not the control, the
Oh, the
ability to
ice
do ice.
thing. The
Yeah,
ice thing. Yes. It's
yeah,
like
when it was
ice for hardening, some kind
yeah,
of hardening thing.
hardening, exactly.
Mm.
When we got to that point and all that story happened, we still did not understand the significance of why the king and what the whole thing and why he was making people, why they were making people not
Yes.
know. We thought, okay,
Yes. They
this
wiped
is
the
where,
memories of people.
yeah. So we thought, okay, this is what it is about. This guy is a bad guy,
Mm-hmm.
but we
Mm-hmm.
didn't get that there was a link somewhere else to the colossal and the other ones. So we were still wondering when the
Yes.
colossal every time kept saying, I am doing this, sorry, I'm doing this, and all of them kept saying, oh, we don't have a choice. We have to even get you,
Yes.
Aaron. To me,
Yes.
I'm
Because
always
from their
thinking
own
that
side, what they are doing is righteous. Sorry, go on, go on.
exactly. And and to me, every time they said we have to save Aaron, we have to save this. In my head, I kept thinking that was Aaron from from somewhere else in their village, and I always
Mm-hmm.
imagined another city like the way the Aaron and the rest of them, all the walls were, or Maria and all of them. I always imagined that they came
Yes.
from another city or came from somewhere else like that. Only for
Mm-hmm.
them in the end of is the end of season, this last season or at the beginning of this season. I don't. Okay, it's end of last season. It's only
Mm-hmm.
for them in the end of last season to show us this whole new world and we did not know existed. That was a whole story
Exactly.
twist. And that's when
Yeah.
I just sat down where I was and I not physically clapped, where in my brain I clapped for them and I said in my mind I clapped, I said,
Yes.
you guys have done
Wow.
it. You've made it into that top tier for me. Like this, just doing this alone was enough to take me into that top tier. And
Mm-hmm.
for people that have read the manga, they would have known already. They wouldn't have felt that way. Maybe they felt
Of
that way when
course.
they're reading it. But for me, this is
Mm-hmm.
one of the ones that I never wanted to read the manga. And I was like, yo, this is mad. And then they're telling us this side of the story. That's why I said, even though it felt like dragging it out, but at the same time, I enjoy the story. Like I said,
Yeah.
top three.
Because I think they were just trying to show us how in their heads what they're doing is right. How the Marlians, that's the guys that are ruling them now, how they've demonized the whole anybody that can turn into a titan is pretty much garbage. And so in their heads, it's like they have to do this to prove that they're not evil, but the guys on the island are the bad ones. It's a lot of like brainwashing in a way, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And they just wanted us to see from their perspective that they have this mission, this thing they have to do
Yeah.
to kill evil guys on the island. And so they can be set free finally, you know? And then obviously Eren, and in this last episode that just came, you can see, I mean, Eren, Eren is, you know what? I don't even know. Eren is, the hero.
Aaron is matured, That's how I just felt.
Yes,
I just felt like this guy has gotten to the point where, you know, not that he's always okay, he's how MCs can be battle smart. He's always one of those people that
yes,
he probably learns fights, he knows how to fight and stuff like that, but he's emotional. So someone that is
yes,
emotional always acts too quick. I think Naruto, battle
yes.
smart, emotional. Um, Luffy is not emotional in the emotional sad sense. He's just a happy-go-lucky guy, battle
And he
smart as
just
well.
goes on
He
instinct.
just
He's
goes
on
on
his
instinct.
instinct
So his
straight.
own is not even
Yes,
like I will even call him emotional. I'll just call it as I say happy-go-lucky guy.
yes,
Um, and there are so many of them like that, but it's only a few main characters or whatever you want to call them that are
mm,
like smart and
yes,
calculated at the same time.
yes. Hmm.
It's
So you
powerful, or at
reckon
the same
Eren
time.
is calculated
I don't. I
now?
think he's emotional, but in this season, he
Yes,
looked like he has gotten to the point of being smart. Like
being smart. Oh
he's
wait,
no longer working on emotions like how he doesn't seem
yes,
like he's working like someone that's okay. I have thought about how I'm going to mess you guys up. I have
yes,
planned it out to the T
yes.
how I'm going to mess you guys up. So you almost feel like
Mm-hmm.
someone that is not going based on emotions cannot lose. Then you're really backing that character because not that they cannot, but if they lose, you know that okay, their enemy fought a good game and they lost. And you don't feel bad for the main character. But when the main character or whoever you're latching on to loses based on emotion, you blame them. You say you're stupid. You're the one that just went and jumped into that fight for no reason.
Jumped in. Yes, yes,
But
yes.
when now the guy took his time and he was there for time.
See how
What
he was
was
just
he doing
talking
for
gently, doing
time?
things gently.
I told
Yeah.
you that. And the guy just healed, just there
His
and there.
leg, yeah. Like
And
when he
that
was
guy,
ready.
when he was ready, and the next fight is going to be him and that other Titan.
Please,
I want,
wait, did you watch the preview?
yeah, I definitely did.
Thank you, because you don't always wait to watch the promo, right? You don't always wait. So I'm glad you did this time because
I'm
you can
learning.
see that Titan coming, and that Titan is called the Warhammer Titan.
And I think that's the guy
So
is that not the guy that he threw up in the air? Is that not the
no,
war I
I
saw?
don't think it's him. I think it's someone from his family, yes, because they are also Eldians, like all the Titan guys, right? But I don't think it's him because you could see blood splash like he hit him and maybe he's dead, but I'm not sure. I can't be sure, but I'm thinking maybe it isn't him. It might just be someone else, one of his other people. But you never know, Sha. As you said, maybe it's him.
We
Let
never
me not.
know.
Let
We
me not.
never know. I'm
Yes,
looking forward to it. I love what I
me
see.
too.
To me, I feel Eren is
But
bigger. I think he's bigger as the Titan now. I think he looks bigger to me. He looked bigger.
well, they showed him it was like an aerial view, so I suppose that makes sense. I hope he is bigger to make it more fun. But you know what? I feel bad though for that kid, Falco. I mean, why didn't he? The
Yeah.
boy said, "Let me go while you guys talk." The guy said, "No, you must wait and listen."
No,
Meanwhile,
he
obviously,
wants
he
him
knew
to
he was going
listen.
to scatter that building. Yeah,
He
but that
wanted
means he
him
was
to
also saying,
listen.
"You are going to die, boy. You are going to die."
No, no, I don't think he's going to kill him. I don't think Falco is
No,
dead.
not him killing. I mean, it's because he destroyed the whole building.
Yeah, but I think he wanted, you know, I think
Him to
I
listen,
think there's
yeah,
I
but
think there's an emotional thing there. I don't think he dislikes Falco, and I don't think
But
he
don't you
sees.
think but don't you think the building could have crushed the boy?
No,
He's just a kid.
I think it I think there were two plays to it. If you really think about it, I don't think the building would have crushed Falco. I think it's two plays to it to keep this guy in check.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
Yes.
And
Reiner.
to keep him in check emotionally, everything. To let the boy hear a
Mm-hmm.
little bit about it, and then just I think it was just all a power play as well in total. Like it was just a complete power play. As in, I didn't. Rainer was so scared. He was shooting bricks.
You know that
He
one, he's
was
been
so
losing his mind since. This one was just the cherry on top. The guy see him begging, like, oh, it's my fault, it's my fault. And the guy's like, you know what, you and I were the same. You thought you were doing what you need to do. Me too. I've come here to do what I need to do. And all of you guys are done. Like he didn't even he was just talking gently, like, guy, what's done is done.
as
But
in
right now,
even shook the guy's hand like, oh yeah, cool, we're good.
he helped him like get up. Meanwhile, the guy was ready to transform. Aaron, I think he's now more ruthless. So far, well, based on that scene,
That's basically why I'm saying that
so
he's more. That's what I meant
yeah,
by he's more calculated. That's someone that
more
has come in with a
calculated.
little bit of
Yes,
sense. Also, I don't know if you.
yes.
I feel like the guy that, to me, I might be wrong, but I feel
I
like the
think I know what
guy
you're
that,
saying.
yeah, the guy that called those guys and got them locked inside that
Yes,
place. I
yes.
think that's that bald kid that used to be shot before.
Bald.
That
He's
is
not
now
bald
tall.
now. The blonde one.
No, not the blonde one. You know that one that used to be, um, that was very close to Reiner and the other one. That when Reiner betrayed, he was a part of Reiner and the other one, like in a way that he liked, whether he liked Annie or something. No, I don't think he liked Annie. The one that short head kid that was short.
I yes. The what color was his hair? Do you remember?
It's like no color. He doesn't really have hair. He doesn't have any hair.
Okay, I don't remember the guy you're talking about because I
The
thought
one
my in my mind I was thinking he would be someone else. You wanted it to describe something.
I'm trying to describe. I'm trying to remember his name. I can't. I can't.
It's okay. It's okay, but I'm not
I'll
sure who you're
find.
talking
I'll
about.
find the guy. I'll find the guy, and I'll send you his. I'll send you his picture on.
Okay.
I'll send you his picture on. I don't think it's Armin, obviously, which who is the
Yeah, I
blonde
thought
kid.
it was Armin. That I
I
thought it could be Armin because the person had blonde hair. So my mind went to Armin first,
I don't think
but
it's
I'm not
Armin.
sure
Hey, I think it's
why.
Connie. His name is Connie.
Oh, I remember the Connie guy. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
that's why I said bald. I think it's Connie,
But
and
this
I
one
think
had blonde hair,
it didn't have any hair. To me,
and
it didn't have any hair. I didn't see any hair. Oh. I just saw
really,
someone
I
wearing
saw
a
blonde
cap.
hair, but
I just
short.
saw someone wearing a cap with no hair.
We're
Maybe
seeing different things
I'm
then.
going to go and watch it again. Maybe you guys will be the decider, tell us who is right. But anyways,
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
go and watch it again and check. I don't mind watching it again. I just want to see Rainer shitting bricks. I enjoyed that so much.
I knew it was a sweet moment. It was a sweet moment. Wow. But yeah, I mean, things are gonna start happening. Things are gonna start happening now. So
Yeah,
story time kind of has come to an end ish. So they'll give us some stuff, some good action now. I'm just
yeah,
curious. I hope you tell us a bit more about what they were up to these 4 years as well. Just a little bit to see
yeah.
what
I
was
don't
going on.
mind that
How they
again.
brought this
Just because
plan.
of
Mhm.
how good they are in story writing. I want to also know how they were able to infiltrate, how they're able to get here, and everything that's happened so far. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm absolutely with you on that. So I think
Okay.
before we can, to be honest, with this whole Attack on Titan, we can talk about it for hours because it's actually that good. But let's not do that. And
Okay.
then this takes us to our next part, or the last segment of
The last
our
segment.
podcast, which we
Mhm.
call, well, I call it Riders or Riders of the Week. Now, Riders of the Week is a recommendation from us for something we've watched, either well, it's going to be recently, something we watched recently or watched in the past,
Recently.
but
Yeah.
something that caught our attention, and we
Hmm.
decided that you guys should check it out. So
Yeah.
it's going to be one each from us every week. So for
Okay.
me, my rider of the week is Alice in Borderland. I
Okay.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I cannot lie. I enjoyed it so much.
Me
Story
too.
wise, it was okay. It was good, actually, very good story wise.
Yes, it
But
was. It
there was some
was.
parts, but then it was really good. they covered a lot of parts up. So I'm not going to even give it any shade. Check it out,
Okay.
guys. Alice in
Yeah.
Borderland.
Yeah.
Zola?
Okay. And from me, everyone's been talking about it recently, so I just had to mention it. It's not an anime, and it's not anything Japanese either. But my writer is Bridgerton. So whoever hasn't seen it yet, please go watch it. Okay, and I'm sure Uforo hasn't seen it.
I have
So
seen no, it was being watched in my household. It was being
okay,
enjoyed in my household. I
but
caught clips of it in my household. So I feel like I kind of know the whole story and I know what happened. So yes,
okay.
I based on everybody liking it, I give it,
Mm,
and everybody in my house also liking it. I give it my endorsement, though I'm not watching
okay.
it and I don't think I'll watch it, but yeah, like watch it
Hmm.
properly. But I've caught enough to understand what's going on. So yeah, Bridgerton and Alice in Borderland. Check it out, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So this brings us to the end of our official episode 1 of our podcast, and thank you guys for listening to us again, listening to our banter. I hope you had fun. So,
Yeah,
anything else to add?
nothing else. Thank you guys, like Jola said, and see you guys in episode 2. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.